Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a really wonderful upright piano, one of my favorite models that we ever get in here, and probably one of my most favorite uprights currently in our inventory. This is a Yamaha Model U2, built in Hamamatsu, Japan in 1981, and it is the middle-sized member of the very common U series of Yamaha uprights. You'll most likely see far more U1s and U3s anywhere in the world, and also in our own inventory. The U1 was 48 inches, 121 centimeters tall. U3 is 131 centimeters, or 52 inches tall. That's a full-size piano. This one's right in between, at around 50 inches, 126 centimeters. But it's not merely a scale replica of any one of the other larger or smaller Yamaha models. It has its own unique design for this piano, and I see this very consistently on this piano, it always lends it a very dark and warm sound, in perhaps a lot of contrast with Yamaha's most of the rest of their products, which are known for being bold, brilliant, maybe bright sounding. The U2 Yamaha is consistently one of the mellowest sounding Yamaha uprights that we ever get in here. And in my opinion, they designed this piano specifically to compete with other models from other manufacturers, one of which might have been Kawai, in the same city in Japan. Kawai, for whatever reason, has made a whole lot more 49 and 50-inch uprights than 48-inch uprights, and Kawai is known for more of a mellow sound in general, at least a rounded sound. So this piano, being approximately the same size as your average taller Kawai upright, was meant to compete with that on their own terms, mellow sound. My other opinion about this matter is that a lot of European piano companies in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they made upright pianos that were 125 centimeters tall, so 1.25 meters. It's a very round number that was popular with European manufacturers. Schimmel made one, I believe, that tall. Petrov, maybe Bechstein, maybe others. And European pianos tend to be known for having an especially colorful and rich sound, and many of them are quite mellow and dark. Not all of them, but many of them. In my opinion, Petrov would be one. This piano sounds very similar to that, and I guess I don't know for sure, but in my opinion, Yamaha very likely was trying to compete with those companies too, making an upright piano in Japan with the same quality control as the rest of their products. That quality control is quite high, they're very consistently made, and very easy for us to service as technicians. But they were trying to bring all of what they brought to a piano in the first place, but put it in a slightly different package. You still get the Yamaha clarity. Every Yamaha piano, in my opinion, is designed to have a clear sound, whether it's bright or mellow. This one is the distinctly mellow version of that clear sound, and it's really quite wonderful. It would probably be my choice of upright piano amongst all of the upright piano models I've seen. I would have a short list of favorite upright models, and this one is one of them. It's really quite a wonderful instrument, and I think this is an especially good example of its kind. It's a piano I believe we received on trade, and I believe the previous customer must have taken advantage of our lifetime 100% trade-up guarantee. So you can do this too. If you're buying a first piano from us, whatever you pay for that piano, it might be this piano, it might be something else, as long as you promise to make sure you have it in tune twice a year by a professional technician, and you keep it away from extremes of humidity, so please keep it in a stable environment of moderate humidity. You can upgrade at any point with us to another piano of a higher price, and all you have to do is pay the difference in price between the first piano and the second piano. If you already have a piano from us, like a small console piano, and you want an appreciably deeper sounding piano, but maybe don't yet have the room for a baby grand, this would be, in my opinion, an excellent choice amongst our taller upright pianos to upgrade to. And whatever you paid for your previous piano from us, if you bought it from us, that would be your trade-in value toward this piano. And if you were to have this piano for a time and enjoy it, which we hope you do, but you feel like you need to get something maybe nicer, it's probably not going to be another upright piano. There's, in my opinion, not a whole lot of upright pianos in their inventory that are going to be appreciably nicer than this. You would be welcome to come back and trade up to like a baby grand piano. It could be anything of higher price, which could be another upright, but you're not going to find, in my opinion, many upright pianos that have a deeper sound than this piano. This piano was designed to have a deep sound. I think remarkably for its size. It's not a full-size upright, it's only 50 inches, but it still has, I think, a very impressive and profound bass. Again, not the most powerful. That would be maybe a full-size piano with a bolder sound. This one's more understated and introverted, but still it has an underlying reserve of power, which I think makes it very good for a relatively small room if that's what you have, but it also lends it a very wide musical dynamic range. And I was able to get very soft on this piano with its warm sound and a very responsive touch too. I was able to get very soft on this piano easily, and it was very enjoyable for me to play. It's one of the things I look for in a piano, just how responsive the keys are, how smooth it is. It's been very well regulated. And Yamaha uprights in general, in my opinion, tend to have a very good action design that lends them to repeat notes very well, something which uprights don't excel at compared to a grand, but Yamaha does a very good job compensating for it in their design for an upright. So really, everything I like about Yamaha uprights in general is in this piano, plus the additional wonderful aspect of an unusually warm and mellow sound. So really quite a piano I think I would be happy practicing on every day. Having said all that, I would rate the tone a 4 on a scale from 1 to 10. I think it's obvious enough it's on the mellow side from what I've said. And the touch I said is responsive, but it's, in my opinion, not very hard. I thought it was just a smidgen on the light side. And I would rate it a 4.5 if we had that slot on our touch scale. We don't, but since it's not a perfectly neutral touch, I always round it down to the nearest whole number, which would be a 4 in this case. So the touch is not especially hard. So maybe if you're an older adult returning to the piano after many years' absence from it, and you don't want a piano that's going to be overtaxing for your fingers, you'll be quite happy on this piano. And if you've just grown up with light touch pianos, as I have, I had a light touch piano, a Yamaha Grand growing up, I think you'll feel also very comfortable on this piano. And just because it has a light touch doesn't mean it's not any less responsive. I happen to think this is one of the most responsive upright pianos in their inventory. You don't have to work as hard, but you got all the subtlety and all the control that you would expect out of any good upright piano, and it's really quite a pleasure to play. Really, I can't say enough good things about this piano. And I'll go ahead and do it anyway. My colleagues have done an excellent job buffing out the finish on this piano. I saw it when it came in. It wasn't too bad, but of course they made it better. There is one blemish here they've touched up, so it's not 100% perfect, but as a piece of furniture, it really is quite beautiful in its own right. And it has these lovely truss legs, which will show up in Paul's pictures for this piano. Most Yamaha uprights, the U series, I mean, have just the traditional institutional style leg. So the leg is detached from the front of the piano and it goes down to a toe block, so it forms a little rectangle, like an open rectangle. This one is a little bit more compact, and it has what I call a truss leg. Old Victorian uprights would have a very ornate carved wood truss leg, which curled up into the front of the bottom of the cabinet. This one is Yamaha's minimalist interpretation of that. It's just a straight line, pretty much, going up and down. There's a slight curve at the top. But the leg is integrated with the front of the case. It gives the piano a slightly smaller footprint. I think Yamaha was thinking about apartment living with this piano. So if space is at a premium, you can get around this piano. Your feet can get around it just a little bit easier. I think it's a very elegant looking piano with that little design feature, and most U2s I've seen have this. So just another reason why I like this piano. And finally, it does have a practice mute for the middle pedal, which operates as you would expect, putting a strip of felt between all the hammers and the strings to allow you to practice at any time of day if you're in an apartment, or at night if you don't want to wake up anyone in your house sleeping. So definitely come out and see this for yourself. It's really a wonderful upright piano. But if you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email if you have any questions.